Yes, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to ROP, Run of Play podcast, where we discuss all things football, but from the perspective of our teams, Arsenal and Manchester United. The boys are back. It's the international break. No EPL this weekend, but there's always plenty to talk about. They always give us something to talk about. United is balling. Arsenal are balling. The international countries are also balling. Maybe not so much Nigeria. We can talk about that at some point. But please welcome back the boys. I'm Dr. Tobes. Welcome back, my guy, Mr. Sheon T. How are you feeling today, Sheon?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I was out on international break too, myself. So,
Yeah,
and there's no Man United to make me feel sad or to
yeah.
disappoint me. So I like Amorim for now again.
Okay.
Um, I like my team again,
Well,
and
surely you
it's
should you
good.
should have liked him. I don't think we saw you when you United beat Chelsea. Surely you would have liked him that day, no?
No. I think I my reaction to the Chelsea game is the same reaction I'm having to this Sunderland game, and I think we can just jump right into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, because from my perspective, the result against Sunderland means nothing. The fact that we won means nothing. If we lost, it will have been a scandal. But he doesn't get any credit for winning, because this is who we've been basically,
Yeah, and it's
the entire
Sunderland as well,
season.
to be fair.
It's Sunderland, right? So there's nothing
Yeah.
for us to take from it other than the 3 points that we earned. So the next game is against Liverpool. After that, I think we have Brighton, and
Yeah.
after that, I think
Two top
Spurs
games.
and Forest or something,
Ooh.
right? So there's a ridiculous fixture list ahead of us,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm looking forward to a point in time where United are not in the news as much, but unfortunately, that just isn't happening anytime soon,
Hey,
especially
biggest team in the world.
since we have biggest club in the world, and we
Mm-hmm.
have an owner who likes to get in front of the camera, right? I'll let you segue or introduce the Jim Ratcliffe topic while I share my screen.
Let's, yeah, yes. Let's talk about it as well because yes, the owner obviously you expect the owners to always back the manager in turbulent times. Unlike Mr. Maranakis of Nottingham Forest that decided to sack Nuno because he disagreed with him. Like we've seen different clubs in the past try to support their managers. I'm sure West Ham owners supported Graham Potter until it was impossible to support him anymore. We saw Arsenal still support their own man, Mikel Arteta, even though a lot of the fans, online fans, are calling for him to be gone, but they're still supporting him, giving him all this money. And Jim Ratcliffe decided to do the same as well. Decided that he's going to give not just give him about 3 years. I don't know if the 3 years is starting from now or that includes last season
Mm.
as well. That was not clear, but 3 years mean so minimum next season. He has until the end of next season to turn things around. And yeah, you said you're going to line up the clip. We'll talk about it
Yeah,
after that.
let's hear from Sir Jim himself, right? It's about a minute long, 58
Yeah,
seconds to be precise, and I think we would be served and the fans as well to hear from him. Dr. Tove, you want to bring it central?
yeah,
Okay, there we
yeah.
go.
We have to be patient, and we have a long-term plan. It isn't a light switch, and you can't run a club like Manchester United on knee-jerk reactions to some journalist who goes off on one, every week.
I mean, let's just pause it like
Yes.
you're right. We have to be patient.
Yeah,
You can't just run a club like Manchester United based on knee jerk reactions. So
yeah,
obviously, like he's subbing. He has something in mind. He
yeah.
has someone in mind, some group of people in mind, some
All those
some
pundits. Let's
some
call him Carragher.
yeah, some
Carragher,
narratives in
number one.
mind that he's trying to address, right?
Yeah,
And he's trying to
and
tell everyone that's but I mean I think if we were to interrogate or to take his statement seriously, right?
yeah.
I mean, is it knee jerk to say that you want to sack a manager that hasn't won back to back games, in 10 months or however long, that has brought about the worst record since World War One?
Hmm.
That has the same win ratio as what's the name of this guy that they sacked? I think Graham Potter,
Hmm.
for the sacked him at Chelsea or something. Is it knee jerk, Dr. Toes?
See, look, the thing is, I think it's a double-edged sword because on the one hand, you shouldn't just run your club based on what people are saying in the media, right? But on the other hand, as you rightly said, um, if someone is not delivering results, then things need to change. But the other part of the sword is they hired Ruben Amorim. They forced him
Hmm.
out of Sporting Lisbon and brought him into United. And I'm sure Amorim would have told them like, look, this team is like my style is going to take a while to implement. We are going to lose games. I remember last season he was saying like there's a storm coming after he won his first game. There's a storm coming. So he would have said that to the board, and you expect that the people that hired you will still give you some faith and not just
Right.
react to anything pundits are saying because he didn't listen to the pundits or the online fans before he hired Amorim. So why should he listen to them to sack the manager as well? You
No,
know?
it's only right that we hear him out, right? Because we're not
Mhm.
crazy, and I think the person that's interviewing him also isn't crazy, so they recognize it and they push back. Let's continue.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Is so Amorim gets at least the rest of the season then.
Amorim, he's a good guy. Yeah, I mean,
That's not the same thing. He's a good guy. It's not the rest of the season.
Like who are we fooling now, right? I mean,
Mhm.
part of the point that people bring up with Amorim is that, like, I think Carragher said it, that if he wasn't such a handsome guy, or such a charismatic guy, they would have sacked him since. And you can see some of that with Ratcliffe. In some ways, it seems like Ratcliffe is talking about theory, right? Like
Mhm.
he's describing the ideal situation,
Mhm.
what you would want ideally from a manager.
Yeah.
But that's in conflict with the L's that we're taking.
yeah. I mean, I would say Ruben, he needs to demonstrate that he's a great coach over
Can you just take it back a bit? Just take it back a bit,
Mhm.
maybe.
that he's a great coach. He needs to demonstrate that he's a great coach over.
Come on, this is the key part. This is the key part. Come on.
Can't believe Xfinity is doing me like this.
And why that is
Um,
doing that. But as James said, our guy Johnny Boy was like, it is
3
fair to back
years.
your manager,
So
but you
you give him
cannot
3
deny the
years.
fact that there has to be targets for the manager as well. Even if it's not meeting them, then it's prone to being let go. That's true, but we don't know the target. That's been my argument as well. When like Sean always asks me on the panel, what do you think the club should do to Arteta? We don't know what his targets are. The fans can put the speculation on of targets on the manager, but we don't know what they've discussed in the back room. So
mm,
everything we're saying is speculation. Hence why Jim is also saying like we can't just do things based on what the pundit is saying because they are not privy to the conversations they've had. You know. But
hopefully it's buffered
He
now.
needs to demonstrate that he's a great coach over 3 years.
So you give him 3 years.
Yeah, that's where I. That's where I would be. Yeah, 3 years because it's not. It's not. Football's not overnight.
No, and as you say, that
yeah, football
Alex
is not
Ferguson
overnight.
example is
It's
exactly
3
that,
years.
isn't it?
And you look at Arteta.
Oh, you mentioned the magic word, the word that is going to trigger me.
Yeah, I really wanted to play because I hope our editor is watching and is able to clip up this part to make it
Yeah.
smooth.
But yeah, basically he said that he
But
needs
I
to
really
give.
want to, yeah.
Yeah, basically he said he's going to give Amorim 3 years, right? It's going to give him. You have to give a manager 3 years because football is not overnight. And then he compared to Arteta and used the word miserable start at
We have to be
Arsenal.
patient, and we have a long. I mean, we have a long-term plan. It isn't a light switch, and
You have to be patient. It's not a light switch. You have to give a manager 3
you
years.
can't run a club like Manchester United on knee.
If there's a transcript as well, we might as well
some
just read the
journalist who
transcript
goes
as
off
well.
on one, every week. Sorry.
So Amorim gets at least the rest of the season then.
Amorim, he's a good guy. Yeah, I mean,
That's not the same thing. He's a good guy. It's not the rest of the season.
yeah. I mean, I would say Ruben, he needs to demonstrate that he's a great coach over 3 years.
So you give him 3 years.
Yeah, that's where I
mean, so that's the metric, right? I mean, to address Tony Boy's points, like the point that you were making. So he needs to demonstrate that he's a good coach over 3 years. I don't think that means lose every single game just for a 3-year calendar. And as soon as the clock strikes midnight on year 3, it will sack you. No, I don't think that's what that means. I think that's an expectation that you have 3 years, like, in a structured manner, to have like an introduction where you seem to be right now, a stabilization point, and a point where you get into gear, right? So that's what the 3-year horizon is trying to describe. It makes sense to me. Like that point on its own makes sense to me. I don't know. Does that as an isolated point before we get into the final Arteta point that he's trying to make eventually?
No, it makes sense. You have to give manager time to stabilize. But at the same time, but at the same time, the guy has a very, very disappointing win percentage. I know you mentioned earlier that he's breaking records since World War One, and we thought that Ten Hag had broken all of the record that is there to break.
All the
for
terrible records
United.
they went to break.
And then Ruben is like, "Now hold my beer. I have
Hold
more
my
records
beer,
to
bro."
kind of, I have more records to kind of bring back. Let's start again in the 21st century, So for me, I just think that because the guy has pedigree from Portugal, right? He's proven that he's been a good manager in Portugal. He's won leagues in Portugal. Surely you want to give him time to implement the system, like take away the bad eggs, those them Garnacho them that don't want to play, take them out of them. Anthony that don't want to, kick them out. Casemiro, let him run out his contract. We've gotten attackers now. Maybe let's get the midfielders that he likes. Let's get the defenders that he likes, so that we can now see how he delivers. Because I remember before we know we're going to compare him to Arteta at some point. I remember that in this Arteta's second or third, the third season, third season where we finished fifth, where they signed some like 6 different players. At the start of the season, they asked Edu, the technical director, what is Arteta's target this season, and it was like, we just want to see the team play together. Let's see the team play together, and then we'll decide. So maybe it's a situation whereby in the next summer window, if Amorim is still there, he managed to stabilize this season. Let's give him the squad of players that he actually wants and see if he can deliver results. Let's see how they gel together, because the team that is here currently is not his team. He has a philosophy that he wants to play. The players we signed for a 4-2-3-1, but now he's playing a 2-4-3 or 3-4-2-1. Okay, if that's his complaint, let's give him what he wants and see if he can bring us.
I guess
back
like my response to that question is, how much of that is just the sunk cost, right? How much of that is just the club looking like, you know what, we sacked Dan Ashworth, who told us that this was a bad idea. We scattered our whole club. We look like real idiots, basically, or we will look like real idiots if we sack this guy. He wanted to come in the summer. We told him, no, you must come now. Opportunity comes but once, basically, right? We brought in Patrick Dorgu to play for him. We brought in Sesko. He wanted Ollie Watkins. He said no. I'm beginning for like you've done a lot basically with this guy. To sack him now after wasting time, racking up all these L's would look foolish. So basically, 2 of us were in this ship. We have to go either down or up. And it helps, like Jamie Carragher said, that the guy is a good-looking guy. basically. So
I don't think
he
that has
gets
anything
a
to do with anything.
no. I think there's definitely
Karaga is just jealous.
maybe
Yeah,
it's not his
he's
looks per
better
se.
looking than Karaga. Please, let's do that. Yeah.
Maybe it's not his looks per se, but like there's an element that has to do with charisma that Amorim carries himself. I'm with right. He's very good at diagnosing problems, basically with the team.
Mhm.
I think there's also something about the fact that like unlike other managers that might appear to be delusional, and they would go down trying to protect the players or trying to say, oh, we just have to do X, Y, and Z that will be better.
Yeah.
This guy is talking like a fan, but he's talking like somebody who's like, well, we're shit. Basically, that's what's going on. My players are playing like they hate me, and me too. I hate them. Like he's and then he
Yeah.
comes next press conference and he's like, you know what, media guys, I'm sorry. I was a little people I think hate
Yeah,
him a lot.
he's also playing. No, obviously, he's playing the media game as a manager as well.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you have to get the fan on your side. Because once the fans turn, your job is gone. So, regardless of the result, he has to keep saying things that bring the fans on side. And I think that's also something I know he compared to Arteta again. At the end, that's something Arteta did very, very well. Try to get the fans on board at all times. Say things that doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't
No,
mean
I don't know if
just
I
say
don't know
them.
if Amorim is doing that. I think part of what I
Because
find.
I think he's doing that. For example, the after the Greensby game, that's like, oh, the players spoke today. What does that mean? What do you mean the
Mm.
players spoke today? It's basically saying that the players are not playing for me.
No,
So
but I mean,
fans,
do
we're
you
not
think?
getting results because the players are not listening to me. I think that's what it's implying. My own
Yeah,
interpretation.
yeah, yeah. But
I could be
do you
wrong.
think United fans, the majority, I think the majority of United fans sort of kind of want Amorim to be sacked. Like the majority of United fans are caught in some kind of like weird two-faced situation where if they sack Amorim like this today, nobody will really complain. But
But
if Amorim is able to produce results, right, people will celebrate him and
yeah,
forget all the L's basically that we've gotten.
but
But
on
like
the other hand,
he's no,
in,
as in
in,
he's having a fight. He's having an argument. I respect that about him. He's willing to say to United fans, "I disagree with everything that people are saying." This is somebody who said, "My players are losing to an extent because they are listening to the media and they're letting the media get in their head." Right? He had this back and forth with Gary Neville.
yeah,
He's not sending anybody who is against him, whether it's United fans or whether it's his players or whether it's
yeah.
the media pundits or whether it's the club that he's telling them, if you want to change, sack me because me, I'm not going to change. Right?
But
Like he's willing to stand on his principles. Basically,
I
that's
agree.
that's
But
that's
I
something
think
to admire.
when I said the fans, I'm talking about the match going fans because
Right?
towards
Of course.
towards towards Eric Ten Hag's end, at the end of like first half or at the end of the first half, you hear the fans, you can hear from TV, everyone is booing.
Mm.
At the end of the match, people are booing. But that's not happened under Amorim, even though he's losing. I've not seen them like boo at halftime. Then obviously there are one-off games where it happened, but it's not like on a constant basis. Because I think that he's playing that game very well. He will say something at the end of post-match conference, and then pre-match he will clean it up
No,
and try
but
to
he
guide the
lives
fans on board.
his raps now. See, we're talking about raps before. He lives his rap. So he's a lot of the things that United fans complain about that they wanted. He's giving it
Mhm.
to them. Okay, you want a style of play, right? You didn't like the fact that Ten Hag came with his Ajax system and then within 2 games abandoned it and played one kind of like hustle 4-2-3-1 and
Yeah,
managed to jingba FA Cup. No, you wanted somebody who was going to stick with their system through and through. Okay, now you have it. You wanted somebody who wasn't afraid to kick Rashford to the curb or to bench Garnacho or to get rid of Onana, right? Or to you have it basically, or to put the players in their place. You have it. He is finding his way to pick his own favorites, but the guy is a madman when it comes to this whole formation stuff. So the fans are in. You wanted somebody who was going to demand running all the time, 100%, and who was going to reward that kind of action. You have it. So the fans are responding. That's what I'm saying. United fans are caught in this kind of two-mind situation where Amorim talks the perfect game. Like he's the ideal guy that we've all been looking for in terms of how he talks. Like the way he talks about football, he's exactly the person that we want. But the
yeah.
results don't match the words
Mhm.
that are coming out, of his mouth, right? So that's where the contradiction
Yeah.
comes from. And I think that's why Sir Jim, in his wisdom, is putting it on Amorim himself and saying Amorim needs to prove this over 3 years.
Where
And
I would
let's
be,
finish. Let's hear
yeah,
what we're saying.
3 years, because it's not It's not football's not overnight.
No, and as you
It's
say,
not
the
overnight.
Alex Ferguson example is exactly
3
that,
years.
isn't it?
And you look at Arteta at Arsenal. You know, he had a miserable time for the first couple of years. You know.
I mean, so for what that's worth, those are two, I think, frankly, ridiculous comparisons that Sir Jim brought forward. One Sir Alex and the other Arteta for different reasons. But I'll let you react first to, Arteta and then Sir Alex if you so choose.
Yes. Now I hate the word miserable. Like miserable. He had a miserable time. Amorim finished 15th, bro. Yes, I know Arteta finished 8th twice, right? But 8th and 15th,
8 plus 8.
yeah, but he's 16, but there's 2 seasons. At least that's 2 seasons. But and this is why I don't like people comparing, right? If you want to compare that, Arteta had a bad time at the start. They stuck with him. They gave him what he wants. Over time, things change. Fair enough. But saying that he had a miserable time is wrong. And I'm happy that Sky Sport decided to do the honors and give us something to show the actual comparison of the both of them first 50 games. Because to me, first 6 months, Arteta got FA Cup. Even Ten Hag won a
That's
League
the
Cup.
Naomi's FA Cup shot, but here
No problem. And Ten Hag's one is David Moyes' one, or whoever or the previous manager
that was saved.
was. Right. So let's look at this one now. This is the comparison. First 50 games of both managers, right? Arteta won 27, Amorim 19. Arteta drew 10, Amorim 12. Right? Arteta lost 13, Amorim lost 19. Similar goals scored, but look at the goals conceded 48 compared to 76. So, which person is having a miserable start, Mr. Jim Ratcliffe? I know that you're a Manchester United owner now, and you have to try to trigger the ups, but always speak on facts.
No. So it
You know,
depends on how you want to. It depends on how you want to look at it, right? So I think
and
it's
and,
fair
and,
to say
and
that.
another point is Arteta had not managed before coming to Arsenal. By the way, right? This is someone that has won the league somewhere else, coming in and bringing up stinking numbers compared to a rookie manager. But yes,
So it's fair to say that when Arteta first took over, and initially in his reign, the miserable time I think could be felt in the narratives and the fan atmosphere that surrounded Arteta. I think it's fair to say that Arteta convinced, brought many Arsenal fans over to his side by the results and by the performances and by the behavior that he put out. It wasn't an immediate this thing. I think Arsenal fans were traumatized, just like United fans are right now, disillusioned with management. I think many Arsenal fans didn't think Arteta was credible, just like we are describing the fact that he hadn't managed anybody. They didn't think he was credible enough. And over time he was able to persuade, I think, many Arsenal fans. I think it's there are some prominent Arsenal fans, Ligona and the likes, that are still not convinced, right? It's still an ongoing. What's this guy's name again? Yardman
no, even our
on
Johnny Boy
AFTV.
even Johnny Boy on this panel on
Even
our
Johnny Boy on this on ROP. Yes, exactly. So it's an
yeah.
ongoing narrative that Arteta is yet to even persuade the entire like Arsenal fan base. So
But you call it miserable though. Even if you want to compare the squad that Arteta had versus the squad that Amorim has, come on, it's night and day, right? It is night and day. Yes, we had Pepe, Ozil, Aubameyang, like I said, those are the only four you can talk about. But you guys
right.
had everybody that won the trophies in 2 seasons prior, and you're saying
No, I mean, it's not an apples to apples comparison, right? I think it's
yeah,
totally fair, as you're saying. So it's totally fair to say that, like, Arteta had a more difficult task, and that Amorim's problems are self inflicted. To that extent, it's fair to say that. I think Amorim has a lot to prove. Sir Jim and the United hierarchy, they have to back him, right? In the summer and in the transfer window. And all this one, as Jim is saying, I think I don't think it's going to hold if, for example, we end up losing the next 4 or so games that we have, because if I look at the fixture list, right, United plays Liverpool next, then Brighton, then
Hmm.
Nottingham Forest, then Spurs.
Yeah.
Out of those 4 games, I
You're
mean,
only beating Forest.
maybe only Forest, right? Who's
Yeah.
and Forest may still have the muscle memory required to beat United because again, we can only play against newly promoted teams and people with red cards.
Mhm.
Amorim is yet to prove in any way, shape, or form, or even in a consistent manner, that he can go up against Premier League teams. Sorry, the record is just not there. It's L's upon L's upon L's. The points that we had last season were mainly from Ten Hag's 11-game run. Amorim on his own basically is only able to beat teams that are 1 man down from us or teams that are below us in the Premier League totem pole.
But you beat Man City last season, so surely you know that's something. You beat Chelsea this season as well. Whether 1 man down or not, you still beat Chelsea. You still have to beat them, and you
No,
did.
yeah. I mean, we can segue into the preview for the United versus
Yeah,
Liverpool game now because I mean,
before you do, I just want to address Lionel's comments saying Ateta is so lucky to still be on the job. Any serious owner that cares about winning will not have him at the helm. On the one hand, you can say yes, but on the other hand, the same owners have backed him, spent lots and money to make it work. To me, that is seriousness. You're supporting your choice. You brought this guy in, you're supporting him to the end. And it says Ferguson won in Scotland. Yeah, that's fine, but it took 6 years for him to win at United. And that's also Jim Ratcliffe's point that people forget about Ferguson. Ferguson and Man United did not work for a while. And if people were listening, I'm sure that in the newspaper those days, they would have finished him, right?
yeah, but the
And
difference is that United back in that day,
mhm,
I think was a couple of years or even decades in the wilderness. Like that United had fallen in the wayside, and that's why
mm,
we needed to catch up to Liverpool. Because in the 80s, basically Liverpool 70s and 80s, Liverpool were dominant, basically,
yeah,
and they had racked up all the trophies that they were basically to win. And Sir
yeah,
Alex Ferguson took over, right, and had more time because United. So maybe if Amorim fails for 2 more years or so, the
yeah,
next United manager that comes after him, by the time he has cemented United as truly, truly a mid-table club, maybe,
yeah,
maybe we come 12th again, 11th again. The manager that comes after would have as much time as everybody wants, right? Because
yeah.
by that time, truly and truly, we'll just be will be a mid-table club, so you can have your time to develop and build. But I
One more
mean,
question. One more question. Now, I talk
mm,
about Arteta, like they gave him players and players and players upon players. Now, this United rebuild for this next 3 years, do you think is going to Amorim's job is to rebuild the mentality? Do you think he need to change his tactics, which I'm sure he won't, or is it a recruitment problem that he has to deal with?
all the above now, right? All the above because United problem is both mentality, it's Amorim's choices and tactics and selections, and it's
Mhm.
also recruitment, right? So if you start with recruitment, there's absolutely no reason why we didn't get a midfielder this summer. The fact that Casemiro is still starting, Casemiro and Bruno, that's a tragedy, basically, beyond any type of this thing. So in January, I hope the club, is sharp and willing to spend. But we need to spend big. We need to spend big on midfielders. We also need another defender. I hope Licha is available. I think if Licha is fit. But I don't like Dorgo, right? I think Dorgo has the physicality, but the end product is terrible. I think he gets on the ball a lot, and we need somebody who can also be in those positions that get on the ball, but whose delivery actually amounts to something, right? So actually, like,
Yeah,
can put a cross in or can get the ball in. And then the tactical stuff, I think Amorim insists that his system in practice isn't as limited as people would have it seem, and that the players take up positions that end up becoming like 4-4-2 or 4-3-3 or something.
mhm,
To an extent, that is true, but the bottom line still remains that the people who have the ball a lot are the Euro and Luke Shaw. In the three centre back position.
mhm,
I don't know if I like that, right? I think that the Ahmad and Mbemo on one wing, when he looks good, like against Sunderland, it looks really good, right? And it
mhm.
can be devastating. I can totally see why, as a manager, you would love the idea of putting both Ahmad and Bremo on one wing just to be terrorizing, the
Yeah.
opposition's left
Full back.
side. And if you
Yeah.
can have a solid three men at the back, that can buy you an extra attacking player. So
Yeah.
you can see what he's trying to do on tactical front. And when it comes to the character thing, I think that predates Amorim. The
Yeah.
stuff about United players lacking integrity, lacking character, lacking it predates them, right? And the manager, I think again, he says crazy things. So he talks about how some of these players basically are traumatized, how they're always stuck thinking in the past. Basically, and he's talking about how some of the leaders in the squad right now, like look at our captain Bruno Fernandes. What was that game against Brentford,
Yeah.
where UK we were playing rubbish, but this is an awoof day
Yeah.
where just jingba it. You have that is football. That's just
Yeah.
football for you. You have penalty, okay, score, and
Yeah.
that's what a
You're
captain
letting
is
the ref
supposed to
trigger you.
be. Yeah, don't a captain is supposed to be. You know what? I did it, even if I'm not playing well, I'm having a 5/10 day.
Yeah.
But okay, this penalty, we put one on the board. But no, Bruno was having a stinker of all stinkers, and he missed penalty, and we lost that game. So
Well,
I
it's
think
with you
the
guys for the
character
long
thing.
run. They said it's not going to Saudi, it's staying at United. So yeah, be happy.
I mean, I can understand why. I can understand why Amorim would want Bruno to stay. Right? It makes total sense to me. If you're trying to convince Ubermo to come, if you're trying to convince Cunha to come or Sesko, or if you're trying to convince your players that next season you have a chance, why not? So and if Bruno can give you the like when his head is not, because his head is to touch basically, and
Mhm.
when his head touches, basically he's gone, right? So if he can give you his 7/10 performances where he just gets in the ball one time, he's done through pass to somebody on the, or that Bruno Fernandez, yes, or maybe he's arriving late into the box and he's scoring.
Yeah.
Amorim wants to eat his cake and have it with Bruno, and hopefully he can. But yeah, no, all three of those things I think are problems that he needs to address. He needs time to address. I think the character one, I don't like the fact that he doesn't watch penalties. Like he doesn't look at, he
Yeah.
doesn't
Klopp
watch
was like
when.
that too. Klopp didn't look at penalties.
No, 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 but you could tell that Klopp had whether it was balls or he had mind, right? His
Mm.
team played a certain way. They reflected his own energy on the pitch. Amorim's energy seems like a little like Arteta. Like
Mm.
he's always on edge, right? There's no Arteta is worse than him in that regard. But like yeah, no, he has a lot to learn and to prove. I think
Mm.
all those three things I think can be addressed, should be addressed, needs to be addressed. And hopefully, we can if we can manage like a top six, you know, top six kind of
Yeah.
like
Finish.
finish, because I really believe in somebody like Licha, for example. If Martinez comes back,
Yeah. He's
our
already
balling
training,
will
back in training. So
no, he's supposed to be back fit enough for Liverpool, right? So if he
oh,
comes back,
please
our
don't rush
levels are
him.
going to improve
Don't rush him back.
immediately. I would like to see Luke Shaw in the left wing back position, right? Because that's somebody that I know. Okay, this guy can actually cross a ball
Jude
to
would disagree with
somebody.
you. Anyways, he said don't
Um,
time to waste time. Jude does
no,
not like Luke Shaw.
no. Look,
Anyways,
look, look. Is the manager called him world class. He has started
okay.
every game that he has been fit for. Um, no, no. I mean, dude, what are we supposed to do with if you have someone like Richard that is fit? There's
Yeah.
no how he's not going to play, right? I remember the last game at Anfield. That's Richard for you, right? That's the guy that you know that okay, this guy's going to give you quality football. He's not going to all those kind of one-on-ones. Luke Shaw has one-on-one. They've dribbled him now twice. Basically, he stepped out. He does what Amorim instructed him to do. He steps out to go and try and recover the ball. Doku gave him one-on-one. They shook him and they scored. I think against Sunderland also. One the guy dribbled him. He stepped out. They dribbled him one-on-one. Richard not going to do that. Richard is better with passing, basically
You
on the
get red
ball
card,
too.
yeah.
That one saved there. No, see, yeah, I mean, against the match against Liverpool, I think it's fair to say that like the air has come out of Slot's balloon
Yes.
in a way. You can say
Mm.
Liverpool they've lost some of the jazz that they seem to carry. The Isak thing hasn't gelled yet.
Yeah.
Ritz is giving us 007.
Double now by this stage.
A stinker for all time, yet to do anything really. It's not enough to have Gravenberch and
McAllister is still on
McAllister.
form.
What's the guy's name? Van
Salah
Dijk
is
is
useless at
twerking
this point. Yeah.
for everybody. So I mean, you guys are taking the opportunity to go top of
No,
the
no, no,
table,
no, no, no,
right?
no. You have to slow down because I remember 3 weeks ago you were like, "Oh, Liverpool are 5 points above us now." Like the Toto, do you think that Arsenal has a chance? No, no.
This,
What are you
these were
saying now?
questions
What
now.
What are you saying now?
No, I'm saying
So
I'm
you're
saying that
saying sly. Oh, you're taking opportunity. I know you don't like
right.
Arsenal, but give them credit. You know.
No, I think I've always said that, like, for me, I wasn't persuaded by slots. I've said that from the get go, right? But I also believe that, like, Liverpool had an amazing squad that, literally, if you stand these guys on their own, if they're all in sync, they will beat everybody on their way to winning the league. And they seemed like they could do that, right? And they were able to, just by the sheer, brilliance of whether it's Gakpo or is Salah or is what's this their striker that this tall guy that they bought, eh?
Ekitike.
Um, Ekitike, yes. So just by the sheer brilliance of those guys, they've been able to see themselves through. But the slot thing, I think last season for me, it was always like, okay, Liverpool had a distinct identity, right? Under Klopp, they were going to be faster than you, stronger than you, or as strong as you. And no matter the situation that they recovered the ball, you could count on them to have good close ball control and be able to get themselves. So pressing, they were on top of it. If you try to press them, they could play out of it. Liverpool were just perfect, from front to back. And they could match you energy for energy. And obviously, because of how intense the system was, they burnt out after some time. And then here comes Slot. And he's taking the exact same group of players who have been performing, this whole time. It just so coincides with the time where Pep, is bleeding because he's scratching his brains out, because his team, isn't working out. It coincides with obviously Arsenal not being able to
Injuries.
offer anything, in terms of competition. Newcastle and Tottenham and Man United are having generationally bad seasons. Chelsea's finding their leg. So here comes Slot, right into victory. He didn't have to do a thing. Basically, he didn't have to do a thing. He just had to make everybody happy. Mohamed Salah is having one of those kind of seasons where, everything he touches turns to a goal. Diaz, Jota, Gakpo scoring on all cylinders. So this lot hype, I think, for me was always, and then just for some reason, they were not able to replicate this dominance either in the cup competitions domestically or in cup competitions in. So there was always something, I think, fishy about the club. The slot, machine, and now it seems like basically it has casted.
So based on that, you
So
guys should be able to beat them, no?
no,
As Jude is saying, he said
that's
the air is out, but are you confident to happen against Man U? Surely you should be able to beat them right now. They are leaking goals. You guys can squeeze in a late winner, just like Crystal
we should be
Palace
able
did.
to.
And
We should be able to beat them. Like we very well should, right? But I think the thing is that, like, this United team is if anything, right, we are famous for letting ourselves down. So we should beat Liverpool, right? We should go into that game feeling confident. I think, the only thing that's been good about this Amorim's time is how we played against Arsenal, Liverpool, and but what I don't want another game like Arsenal where we lose, but Amorim is talking about it for the next 2 months, how that was such a great game, right? So we. I don't want another Arsenal where, we played so well but we lost, and Amorim is saying that proves that we can beat anybody in the world, but we lost. No, I want a point at least from that game. So if we're not able to win because it's Anfield, I want a point. I don't know how. I don't know how. I mean, it's possible there's an error, Jude. To be honest, I think that's very possible too. But at the same time, I just think Liverpool are there for the taking, right? I like the fact that I like the fact that Mason Mount is fit.
Talk your
Cunha is
talk.
fit.
Talk your talk.
Umbuemo is fit.
Talk your talk.
Sesko is fit,
Talk your
right?
talk.
I like the fact that, like, Cunha may not start. And he's a solid player. He had a great game for Brazil. I think during the break he looked really good. And Mason Mount is solid. Mbeumo is going to create danger. I worry about players like Dalot. I worry about what's going to happen in midfield. But I really think we can. I really think we can give Liverpool a game. I like
Yes,
the look of
please.
Sandy Lamans.
I'm rooting
This
for
our
you guys.
keeper.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, why
Best
why
save,
why I feel
best save ratio in Europe. I mean, the Lemons guy. So
there's one game now. We can't really say.
no, as in before he came, he was one of he had the highest save ratio in Europe before he joined you guys. So surely you can
No, I
bring
mean,
that into your team.
he could be. He
So,
could very well be. He could very well be an Ederson, right, or an Allison, and he could just go straight up. But at the same time, he could, like any young player, have a proper patch where he falls off by the wayside. So I think Amorim's team selection, I think, would be very important, right? I expect Lamens to start, but I think he has some interesting choices to make. Does he go with mobility, or does he go with strong head with Maguire? I would expect to see Delete start centrally. But then who does he play next to him on either side? I think Mazraoui is fit, choices. I think Dalot is fit, also choices. Ahmad is fit. Does he go with Ahmad traditionally at the wing back position, or play it safe with Dalot? Does he play Euro, Delete, and Luke Shaw, or Mazraoui? So, like, the manager, I think, has to, for whatever idea that he wants out of that game, he has to go with a strong this thing. I think if for me,
Let me use this Fort Mob lineup builder, right? And say so. This was your squad against what you might call it, Sunderland. Who are you replacing in this lineup?
I mean,
You have
Amorim.
Lemon, you have Shaw, Delete, Euro, you have Dallo,
So
Casemiro.
Lamens and Delete stays, right? Lamens and Delete stays. If Martinez is fit, he comes in for sure immediately, right? But I don't know if Amorim has the mind for it. But I would replace Martinez with Shaw, straight up. I don't know if you, yeah. And then I would play Mazraoui instead of no, leave your. I'll play Mazraoui instead of Ahmad.
Wow. Okay. So Ahmad on the bench.
Ahmad on the bench, man. and then
Casemiro stays.
Casemiro has to play, right?
Okay.
Like, okay, if I think I'm picking the team that I think Amorim would pick. Right. So I think Dalot there, Mazraoui, Euro, Delete, Martinez, Casemiro, Fernandez, and Buemo, Mountesco. Yeah, that's the team.
And who's going to be your danger man then? Who are you banking on to help you back the goals? Mount.
No, yes, now Mount and Buemo, Sesko. I think like this, we'll be able to pin them back. I think Mazraoui would double as a midfielder, right? Basically, with Casemiro, and so Fernandez to end up being basically Euro right back, Delete, Martinez, Dalot, Casemiro, and Mazraoui, and then Bruno, Mount, Mbuemo, Sesko. So kind of like a 4-2-3-1. And yeah, after we peppered them for a while, then Ahmad, Cunha, come in second half, basically just to run them ragged. Dogu self can also come in to give them problems. So yeah, I think there's definitely we can get something out of the game. I like what I see from this Lamens guys. I think we just need Amorim needs to go with. There can be no slackers, nobody that is like and I think, sorry to say about Ahmad. Ahmad is a good player, but is a look left, look right. No, we want killers. Like that's Dalot. If I had a choice, right, Dalot self will not play because Dalot too is a Joneser.
Yeah.
But I think he's likely to play. as well. So yeah, I think we can surprise Liverpool.
Well,
We
we know
can
it's
we
more
can
on the
stress them.
so let's push our back there because we know Lichandra's not
Yeah,
going to
Richard's
play.
not going to play. But yeah, this team immediately looks weaker, right? I just
Just
feel
one player.
just one player immediately he looks weaker. That whole left side as it is right now just looks problematic.
Yeah.
And then that's a problem, right? So I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know. I think Amorim has his work cut out for him.
Mm.
I think if we win though, if we win,
Mhm.
this could be the catalyst, basically.
Yes,
Um,
and to be the first time you guys win back-to-back games as well, so that'll be good.
yes, now Ahmad is a good player, but like Ahmad is not suitable for every single location, right? I honestly would not mind. I would like if Amorim can back himself and his system and say, you know what, to this is my idea of inverted this one. I want to go with Ahmad, but I
Mm.
don't want a situation where Ahmad spends all game chasing Cody Gakpo, right?
Mhm.
No, I don't want that. Like this Ahmad stuff only works if Ahmad can be where you want him to be, which is in that space just next to Mbemo or where Mbemo is. Because what will
Yeah,
end up happening is that like Mbemo will be out wide, and then Ahmad will be cutting inside. So yeah. Let's preserve our options too.
fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I wish you guys good luck. Is what I'm going to say. I want
Of
you guys
course you
to
do
win,
now.
and yeah, hopefully we also beat Fulham, which is our next game. Because Fulham is not going to be easy for Arsenal because
Mm,
they seem to get points from us at all. And last, I don't 2 seasons ago we did not beat them. Last season, I think it was also a draw on both legs. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was
mm.
draw both games. So, hopefully now that we have people like them Eze in the squad and we seem to be playing better against low blocks, we can do some damage and get the 3 points and hopefully if you guys do the job, we can increase the gap between us and Liverpool
No,
in
I mean,
different
so
leagues.
so let me ask a serious question now, right? This is not a banter question.
Mhm.
You guys are in the driver's seat, right?
Yes.
You're in driver's seat now. I think it's so close you guys can almost smell it, right? You can everything is.
It's just match week 7 going to match week
I
8.
know. I know now. If I declared yourself champions from before
Uh-uh.
even the ball was kicked, right? And then
Hi.
now,
So we cannot
now
predict
as
anymore.
you were describing, if it's not Mosquera, then it's Louis Skelly. If
Mm.
it's not Louis Skelly, you can play Zubimendi. Then you
Yeah.
have Izzy, you have
Mm-hmm.
Madriki, Saka
Mm-hmm.
is back. There's
Quality is injured, yeah.
Gyökeres, there's
Yes,
there's Havertz,
he's
there's
injured.
there's even still Jesus,
He's
right?
injured.
And no, so basically there's squad depth. Um,
Mm.
do you think finally now, right, like all the ingredients are together? Because if everything goes according to plan, like this is it too. If
Mhm.
you've taken the lead in the table, everybody else is chasing you.
Yes,
Liverpool has a difficult run. If they just do mistake and drop points against us, that gap goes from whatever it is. The point goes from whatever it is to having a gap there.
okay.
So now you're in driver's seats. Do you think Arteta and Arsenal have what it takes? Well, first of all, do you agree that you're in driver's seats
No,
when,
we're
when
in
it
the,
comes to the league
obviously
now?
mathematically right now the table says we're in the driver's seat, so I can't
Okay,
argue against the table. They said the table
okay,
does not lie.
okay. So do you think you have Arteta has what it takes basically to see it through? And is this finally the time where there should be judgment, right? Because if you admit that you're in driver's seat, that means now it's game with 7, but like now with the resources you have, with the way the league is looking, absent maybe City, and you've shown that City itself, Pep was celebrating, the fact that he had to play basically 50 defenders against Arsenal to
He
survive.
has been doing that for a while now, by the way. So
Is
let's yeah.
okay, okay. So is the league yours to lose?
No, because we are not defending champions. Liverpool are the defending champions. Let's play that game. And also, by the way, like Liverpool only signed 4 or 5 players this summer, and they're saying
Hmm.
that they need time to gel. Arsenal signed 8 players, and we are the best team and deep squad depth in the league. Surely, 8 players is more than 4 players. So I don't understand that mathematics and logic. It's okay, but let's put that to the side. But I think that I said already that I think we're going to win the league. What is going to happen? Who knows? Opta Supercomputer also says we are going to win the league and Champions League. That we are the favorites. They say we're the favorite to win the league and Champions League. I believe them. But as the supercomputer has been wrong in the past, yes, we'll see how it goes.
Okay, supercomputer say Arsenal is going to win the league.
They say we are favorites to win league and Champions League double. I want 2 trophies, so if that can be, if you can win that kind of double, that would be fantastic.
Wow.
We'll see how that goes. But to answer your question directly, does
you've already answered now. If supercomputer says this, what else is there now?
Supercomputer can change in 2 weeks' time again. It's all about statistics and all those kind of things, XG and things, right? But Arsenal has been in the driving seat in 2022, 2023, 2023, 2024, and we did not win it. Last season, we're not in any driver's seat. We did not even top the table, not once throughout last season. So, as Arteta learned, we hope that he has. Would you like to retain being on the top spot to the end of the season? That would be fantastic and amazing. But people always forget there is one team called Manchester City. They know how to go unbeaten for a long period of time. Yes, they've lost 2 games. Arsenal's only lost 1. Everybody can bet that Arsenal still has at least 2 games to lose throughout the rest of the season.
So City is your competition like this?
Yes, no, obviously. My prediction, I said Arsenal first, Man City second. To me, City is my competition. Liverpool, I'm not worried about Liverpool. I'm worried more about Manchester City and Pep Guardiola than Arteta, because sometimes when the season is about to start, I listen to different press conferences by the rival managers, and Pep is sounding very, very convincing. He's very, very hungry. He wants to win. So I'm worried if Pep feels like he's going to win. I have to be worried as someone that has not won anything and Pep has won 4 in a row. So I have to look at that manager and say, hopefully some other people can beat him down the line, because Arsenal did not beat them. We drew. We are going to Etihad next. I don't think we're going to win there, because Haaland is also a man for mad form. I don't want to wish bad on anyone. Hopefully he gets injured and that goal scoring run dries a bit, and then we can remain in the driver's seat. But I'm hoping Arsenal win the league and will retain it. Liverpool, I'm not worried about them, but City are my fierce competitors until they are not, mathematically. So yeah.
Are you concerned about Gyökeres?
No, I'm not concerned about Gyökeres, because game by game is getting better and better and better and better. It's just about to start bagging now. And I think Fulham will be a good time to start bagging goals. Because the team has also adapted to his style of play. They are seeing him better now. Eze always wants to give Gyökeres the ball. I think because he's the only one that is used to playing with a striker among all the Arsenal team. Because if Eze gets the ball one time, he's scoring the ball to Gyökeres. Gyökeres needs to also understand that this is the EPL. They can't just giddy-go people. All the defenders are also strong. It's not Portugal, and when you get the ball, you hit it one time. And I think he's getting into the right positions. They're finding him, but sometimes the ball is either they pass to him 1 second too early or 1 second too late. He's just finding the right balance, and he's going to bag goals. If Havertz can score 15 or 14 goals in all competition, if Merino can score 7 goals from January to the end of the season, why would a striker that scored over 100 goals last season not be able to get at least 15 to 20 goals? Come on now, he's going to bag goals.
How many goals? How many goals Benjamin Sesko has?
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what?
Are you trying to say that Sesko will score more goals than Gyökeres? Put your chest out there.
No. I'm saying that Sesko has scored, I believe, as many goals as Gyökeres has now.
He has
3. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. By the next match day weekend, I believe Sesko will have scored as many goals as Gyökeres. Because I think even if you guys do score, it's likely going to be Saka. Or one of the other boys that will score, not your striker. You can't score.
No problem. So that's why I asked the question again. Are you saying that Sesko is going to score more goals than Gyökeres this season?
No, I think Sesko's fate is tied to United. That's the problem.
All this
So
one,
I
this is
can't I
this is
can't
what
really
called beating around
I
the
can't
bush.
really
You were
um
implying something, say it with your chest.
no, I'm speaking to what has happened already. The future, is yet to be determined.
But you just said that Sesko will score in the next game. Is that not the future?
No, yes, that's near term future. Not long term future. I
All
can't
right,
predict
I
long term
see.
future right yet. But
Okay,
yeah,
you
no,
need
this
you
was
need to
this
come
was a
up
good.
with that to help. Okay,
I think we've done a good.
yeah, it's a good episode. I like it. United. Come on, United this weekend. Everybody's
No,
rooting for
no, we
United
did.
this weekend. Everybody, come on,
No,
United.
just
Come
it's
on,
just that
Ubemo.
was that thing that Peter Edoche used to say. You cannot release the tiger and expect that the tiger will not eat your chicken. So
I don't know where Peter
just know that, just know that, if Man U should beat Liverpool and we
Mhm.
pick up form,
Yeah.
we're coming.
Okay.
Wow,
You've been okay. No, we'll talk when the time
wow.
comes. Beat them first. Let's
Uh,
one at a
we're
time.
coming for everybody's chickens.
No problem. Please let you guys should start release the tiger beg. Start eating chicken so that we can have
Mm,
a proper debate. 'Cause I'm tired of laughing at you guys now. It's lonely at the top, as Ashake said.
it's okay.
So
It's okay. It's your specialty now. Now it's not us now. Hey, you start the
Mhm.
momentum. You'll be
Mhm.
topping the table. The banter is loading. It'll be building.
We are
So that
here.
at the end of the league now, when we end up trophyless,
We'll be here
everything
in May
can be
by God's grace.
released.
We'll be here in May by
Uh,
God's grace. You'll be talking doing episode like this while I'll be celebrating like this. In May. Don't worry.
it's okay.
Let's
It's
go.
okay.
Supercomputer Opta. Let's go. Come on.
It's okay. Not only up to. Optim.
Anyways, guys, you let us know what you think. Am I United back? Can Amorim deliver
Mm.
in the league this weekend, the coming weekend? Let us know in the comment section below. Should he get 3 years? Should he get 5 years? Should he get 10 years? Can he get the same amount of time that Pep has? Is the problem United a mentality problem, a tactical problem, or a recruitment problem? And also, is Amorim's start comparable to Arteta's start? You let us know in the comment section. And while you're scrolling down, please press the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel or yet to do so. And also, please help us to subscribe to the Run of Play podcast channel on YouTube as well. Want to grow that channel and go back there sometime in future. Until the next week, I'm going to say, stay safe, have a great week ahead. I don't know if Sharon wants to wish you guys well this week or you just want to
No,
pray
it's
for United.
okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's looking forward to a good weekend of football again. Good to be back.
All right, come on, you Gunners, guys. Come on, you Gunners. And come on, United as well.